Hi, I'm Arash, and this is our 10th lesson about a sketcher in CATIA, and I want to conclude now about anything about the sketcher, and I want to finish this section. And for next section, we're going to jump to part design. And if you find this video helpful, please push the like button. And if you think that I might be wrong in some phases, or you can do it more better and faster way, and if you have any comments about my video, please make a comment here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe and watch my previous videos. If you follow these steps and lesson by lesson, I will ensure you that you will learn CATIA in a great way, and you are going to be a professional in this area. So in this section, in this lesson, we are going to talk about this feature that is right here in Operation tab. If you have this tab, or if you don't have this tab, you can come here and check that if you have this, or maybe you lost it in under this area, and you can bring it down, bring it out.
Let's uh, start that right here. If we have a rectangle and we want to smooth this corner or have a arc in this corner or make a fillet on that, we can choose this either by clicking on one edge and you have an arc here. You can simply click somewhere or specify the radius here to have a fillet. But there is some options here which specify that if if it put a fillet here, it must trim these two, or no, trim one of them, trim uh, don't do not trim any of them, a standard line, or make a constraint line of them out of them. I normally use this one, but let's see what happens if we choose another ones. So remember, if we want to put some dimension, you don't need to go over there and choose that. You can easily set 5, for example, and press enter. So here what we have is trimmed. But if we don't want trim, we could specify this and then select 5. Here we have these two lines here too. If we want to make a dashed line here or construction line here, we can choose that right here. We have these dashed lines here. So that is three different, and the other ones are similar to this. That is not something really different in us. For example, the difference between these two and these two is that if you have a profile like this, and if you want to put a radius here, if you put it like this, there will be nothing trimmed. For example, here, Control Z. But if you make it like this one, it's going to trim the unwanted lines of this, like this. We have these lines, but we do not have any extrapolation of them. So that is the main difference between that two. So I think that we covered them all. I want to conclude everything about this fillet, and there are two different way to specify to fillet this edge. One is to select this two line and have a fillet here, or selecting direct edge for that. Let me choose this one. Another wonderful way is if you want to make all the edges filleted, select fillet, select all, and then specify the radius. They are all filleted, and also it has been formulated so if you change one of them to 10, all of them change. But make sure that change one of them which has not fx function here, which means that it is formulated. This one has no fx and it is not formulated. You can change it easily. Another thing is the chamfer option. If we choose these two, we can specify how to trim it and also how to dimension that. I want to have various lengths or various angles, or if I want to have some lengths in this area and some lengths in here, or a length in this area and an angle. For example, in this way, I want to have 45 angle and 20 degree. In here, I want to have this method 20 lengths and 20 lengths. Here is like this. I want to try another one, this one, 20 and 30 degrees. It says vice versa. I want to make it 30 and I want to make it 20. It is like that. It can also be chosen by choosing this one, the edge too. So that is pretty similar to fillet functions. Another functions we have here, let me draw some intersecting lines. Yeah, that is quite chaotic. If I select this one, trim, and I choose that, I can make a trim to this line, or trim to this line, or trim to this line. But I can choose that I want to trim the other one. I choose this circle. If I want to trim the line to or not. Oh, no, I do not want to trim the line. Or I do want to trim a line. If you want the other side of line, you can come here. If you want the inside part of line, you can come here. That is pretty good feature, I think. You can easily trim and use those features. Or else, you can break them by this feature. Simply, if you do not choose that, you have one arc. But if you want two arcs in a row, you can choose that and specify that, hey, I want to cut it in half in this point. So it will be one arc here and one arc here. And you can easily uh, make it two different radius here, two different constraint here, everything you want here. And another feature is quick trim. Quick trim is something similar to this, but something faster. I double click it, and if I click this, it will erase this until the last intersection of each side. Last intersection is this, and another intersection is this. If I click that, it will be gone now. If I click this one, it will be gone in this area. If I click this one, it will be gone in this area. If I click this, it will be gone because it was breaking. It choose from this point to here. Another feature is here complement. I want to make it describe it at last. Complements make the uh, remaining part of this arc. For example, I choose this arc. It set it make the complete opposite of this arc. And if I choose the complement close arc, it will make this a closed circle. That is really quite simple to it. So I want to show you more commands. I can show you mirror. If I choose all of them and select mirror, and I choose this axis as a mirror, you will have all these shapes mirrored in the other side. And if I change one of them, the other ones change particularly, change eventually. And yeah, if I do Control Z, there is another option too, which is here. It's called symmetry. And if I click this axis, it will it is going to be mirrored, and the first shape, the main shape, is going to be erased. That is quite interesting. There is another thing called translate. If you choose translate, you can select which shape you want to translate. It means that it moves it, but it has some initial adding features here. You can specify that I do not want to move just one. I want it to be, I want 10 of them, and in value of 200 distance together. And after that, I can specify the angle of the being translated. I can specify that in this angle maybe, or this angle. I can also do this, translate in a circular manner with this command. Command rotate. If I choose the center of rotation here, and if I choose it to 10, 10, and I start moving, it's going to be 10 of that shape rotating around that. And I can specify that to be maybe 36. That is 10 of them. Another feature is the scale and offset. Let us clean this a little bit and make a circle. If I scale it, it's going to be uh, uniformly big or small according to this size. If I wanted to make it double, this rectangle is double size of that. But if I want to offset them, offset is normally for one shape. If I want to offset this is something different. If you offset one object, It's not going to choose all of them um, as a single shape, but we can choose something else like, yeah, this circle. If I choose this circle and I select opposite, it's going to be go inside in like 100 uh, at like 100 lengths inside, and you can offset it to outside too. But the main difference between this and a scale is percent. I can specify that I want 10%, 20%, I want 200% or 50%, 0.5. And this is not something that it lengths going to specify what happens here. So that is the main difference here. So that is conclude to our tutorial about the operation toolbar in Sketch. Thank you for your listening.